Hey guys, today I'm here with the Steer Smart's GRIFFIN steering attenuator, fitting all 2007 to 2018 Jeep Wranglers with the stock drag link or the Yeti 26mm top-mounted drag link. So this is for the JK owners looking to gain some comfort out of their driving experience and get rid of all of that feedback that you may be feeling from your steering and in your steering wheel. So unlike cars, Jeeps can go anywhere, which is a major benefit, and that's why we have them, right? But they can come with some drawbacks, like being able to feel every single bump in the road. They can get a little shimmy on the highway at highway speeds and get that little bit of wobble, and they can just give you some harsh feedback over time. So a steering attenuator is a solution to all of those problems. So this one by Steer Smarts is going to reduce driveline vibration, it's going to smooth out your steering in your JK, and it's really going to ensure safer handling overall. I would like to mention that they do not recommend a tire over 33 inches. This is for a 33-inch tire and smaller for any left-hand or right-hand drive Wranglers. If you do have a tire larger than that, they do recommend the GRIFFIN XD, which is just a little bit more heavy-duty to handle all of that extra load on the tires. So at the moment, this is going to be roughly $175 on the page and will be the only option for a stock drag link or the Yeti 26mm one that I mentioned before. So compared to other solutions like steering stabilizers that are a less expensive option, this is going to really reduce all of that driveline vibration from this steel line that I will tell you about in just a minute. So those are a cheaper solution. However, if you have upgraded your steering stabilizer and haven't gained the performance out of your steering that you're looking for, this is something that will definitely be a great addition to your Wrangler. So you may be seeing other steering attenuators on the site right now, but those can be a little bit more expensive just because they are specifically designed for certain drag links, or they even come with a drag link that can really jack up that price. So if you have a stock drag link or the Yeti 26mm one that I mentioned before, this is going to be a great solution to really get a smooth sail out of your Wrangler, and customers really seem to be liking it considering this has 4.5 stars on the review page right now. So install is going to be super easy, 2 out of 3 wrenches. It's going to be the lighter 2 out of 3. It's something you can't get done in your driveway in about an hour and a half with a couple of hand tools. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. So before we start taking anything apart, what I first did was just take a pull jack and supported our front axle. You can do this if your Jeep is up on a lift. If you are on the ground, just make sure that it is still supported and you chock the rear wheels. So now we can move over to taking off the drag link from the knuckle. You're going to use a 21mm deep socket and a ratchet. An impact gun really won't fit in here, so using either a ratchet or a breaker bar, we can get that top nut off. So you might want to hit this with a penetrator, like PB Blaster or WD-40. This one cracked pretty easily since we do take this off a lot. So with keeping the nut on, we are going to crack this free. I'm going to go grab a hammer so we can get that ball joint disconnected from the knuckle. So what I did is just kind of turn the wheel out just a little bit so I have a surface where I can hit the knuckle. Now you can completely thread off the top nut and release the drag link from the knuckle. So our next step is to loosen up this collar. We're going to remove this side of the drag link and this adjusting collar here, but we are leaving this part of the arm connected to the Bitman arm. So we're going to take a 15mm deep socket. Just loosen those up. So the reason why I loosen both of them and not just this one is we have to remove this whole collar. So we are going to take this out of this collar as well to replace the collar with the attenuator. So I just hit it with a little bit of PB Blaster to help me out. You can either keep the drag link connected by the pitman arm and disconnect the longer portion down here first and then take off the collar, but we just wanted to get everything out of the way and get this off while it's off the Jeep. So sitting these two side by side on the table, this attenuator is going to completely replace your stock adjuster or the stock collar that's on your drag link right now. So the main purpose of this stock adjuster is to obviously adjust the length of your drag link. However, what it does is creates a solid steel line from your knuckle all the way up to your pitman arm. So any of that harsh feedback and harsh load that you may be feeling in your steering wheel is because of all of that energy transfer through all of that solid metal. So with this new attenuator, this is going to completely replace this collar. It's still going to have the same adjustment features. However, this collar here will move in and out sort of like a shock, so it's going to dampen all of that harsh feedback and that harsh load, so it feels like more of a car when you're driving your Jeep. So this is built very tough, made of a solid steel housing, so this is going to also have some very deep threading to allow solid connection and very safe handling. So let's get this new one bolted up. So now we can install our attenuator, making sure that these notches are facing the longer drag link side, the passenger side, because this end is reverse thread and this end is a standard thread. So we're just going to thread this onto the shorter part of the drag link. So we want it to get to as close to stock position as we had it. So you can obviously tell where we had it before. And they want to, so GRIFFIN recommends that you have equal parts of the short part of the drag link and the longer side of the drag link in the attenuator. So now we can move on to the second part of the drag link. So what we're going to do now is tighten down this clamp on the shorter side of the drag link. So we just want to do this to make sure that this part is not loosening or tightening while we are putting on the other side of the drag link. And we will tighten everything down correctly and torque everything down at the end. We just want to make sure that this isn't going anywhere. So you're going to use the same 15mm deep socket. Just tighten that down. So if that's not going anywhere, now we can thread on our drag link. So like I mentioned, this is a reverse thread, so be mindful of that. So at the end, you may want to adjust your steering wheel, but it's just the same as how it goes for the regular adjuster. All you have to do is loosen up those two collars with the 15mm deep socket and then adjust it in or out depending on where you need to move it. So after that is connected and threaded on, we can take the drag link and connect it back to the knuckle. So we are going to grab a torque wrench at the end and torque this down to 63 foot-pounds and the collar to 34 foot-pounds. But right now we are just going to tighten everything up hand tight and make sure that all of our adjustments are correct with where it's placed. So what we're going to do next is just tighten down this nut so we can grab our torque wrench and torque it down. That's on there, and I did face these collars here on purpose. This is going to allow you full access if you do need to adjust your drag link. All you have to do is put the Jeep on the ground and loosen these with the same 15mm deep socket, twist this, and it will adjust back and forth for your steering wheel. So I've set my torque wrench to 35 foot-pounds. Steer Smarts recommends that it be between 35 and 40 foot-pounds for the collar here. So we're going to go ahead and torque those down. Now we're going to torque down the top nut here to 63 foot-pounds. Already set my torque wrench. And the wheel is going to want to move with you. Just be mindful of that. So that's going to wrap it out for my review and install on the Steer Smarts GRIFFIN steering attenuator fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. For more videos like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.